If you think you know Caesar, you've only seen half the story. You learned about his military genius, his political influence, maybe even his assassination. But you never learned about his hidden war crimes. The truth is, Caesar was a butcher, a master of propaganda. He conquered an entire civilization. But the real story is buried under marble statues and Hollywood movies. It's time to uncover Caesar's darkest secrets, his hidden genocide. You see, before he became dictator of Rome, Caesar was just another ambitious noble in a chaotic republic. The Senate was fractured. Rome was teetering on internal collapse. So what did he do? He looked outward toward Gaul, a land filled with tribes, gold, and glory. In 58 BCE, Caesar took command of Roman forces in Gaul. Officially, his mission was to protect Roman provinces. Unofficially, he saw an opportunity for conquest that would make him rich, famous, and unstoppable. And no one could have predicted just how brutal that conquest would become. You see, Caesar's campaigns against the Gallic tribes weren't just tactical. They were personal. He didn't just defeat his enemies, he obliterated them. When the Helvetii tribe attempted to migrate peacefully, Caesar saw it as a threat. He attacked, killing tens of thousands. That was just the beginning. Over the next 8 years, his legions would wage what modern historians now call a campaign of extermination. His own writings boast about these atrocities. In commentaries on the Gallic War, Caesar coolly details mass slaughters like a shopping list. At Avaricum, he reported that out of 40,000 people, only a few hundred survived. That wasn't a battlefield victory, it was a massacre. According to ancient historians like Plutarch, Caesar's Gallic campaign killed around 1 million people and enslaved another million. Let that sink in. This wasn't just conquest, it was demographic devastation. Entire tribes like the Eburones were wiped off the map. And when two Germanic tribes, the Usipetes and Tencteri, crossed into Gaul, seeking refuge from other warlords, Caesar lured them in, then slaughtered them all, even though they posed no immediate threat. Today, we'd call that ethnic cleansing. Some scholars even use a harsher term, genocide. So why did Caesar go so far? Because fear worked. He didn't want resistance, he wanted obedience. Survivors were paraded in chains, hands were cut off, villages were raised as examples. Caesar turned terror into policy. He knew the Roman people loved victories, not moral debates. And with every tribe he crushed, his popularity in Rome skyrocketed. Some ancient observers were disturbed, but most Romans didn't care. To them, the Gauls were barbarians. The suffering didn't matter, as long as the empire expanded. So was this just war by ancient standards, or something darker? Today, historians are divided. Yes, ancient wars were brutal, but Caesar's Gallic campaign stands out for its scale, systematic nature, and intent to destroy. He didn't just defeat armies, he targeted entire populations. And he wrote about it proudly. Some experts argue it fits the United Nations definition of genocide, deliberate destruction of an ethnic group. Others hesitate, citing the lack of ideological motive. But here's the unsettling truth. Even by the brutal standards of ancient Rome, Caesar's actions were extreme. He didn't just conquer Gaul, he devastated it. Why did Caesar do it? Simple. Power. The plunder of Gaul funded his political machine. Gold filled his coffers. Enslaved Gauls were sold by the tens of thousands, making fortunes for Caesar and his allies. His troops became loyal to him, not Rome. And when he returned home, he had enough wealth and fame to defy the Senate. The road to dictatorship was paved in Gallic blood. Meanwhile, the people of Gaul, once a mosaic of proud tribes, were broken. Their cultures erased, their lands Romanized. In Rome, Caesar was celebrated as a god. He held triumphs, built monuments. The people chanted his name. But in Gaul, he was remembered not as a liberator, but as a butcher. The ancient world praised conquest. But in today's light, the glorification of Caesar feels different. Modern historians now ask hard questions. Should we still admire Caesar for his achievements? Or should we judge him for the atrocities that built his legacy? Julius Caesar changed history, but not just through politics or strategy. He showed the world how to use violence, fear, and propaganda to reshape entire nations. His Gallic campaigns weren't just military victories, they were human catastrophes. And yet they worked. They made him powerful. They made him a legend. But now we ask, was Caesar truly great, or just great at getting away with it? Because in the end, one man's hero is another man's tyrant. Thank you for watching.